Yo, what's up? My name is Osagi.
And my name is Chris.
And this is Prophetic Foolishness. Man, it is finally here, bro.
It's here. It's been a long time coming.
A long time coming, bro.
Wow.
Like, it just feels weird. Like, all this planning, all this anticipation.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, I give a huge credit to you because I kept talking about it, but I wouldn't actually push myself.
Oh, for real?
to it.
I thought you was about that action. I mean, you said it.
Yes, but I'm like a dreamer, and so I'm not big on like setting myself up like practically. And so I
Gotcha.
think when you challenge me, you're like, hey, man, you should set a date to when you want to launch your first episode.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's what really forced me into it.
Yeah.
And then honestly, the key piece to really getting it was our boy Deshaun, bro.
Deshaun. Shout out to Deshaun, the producer, the sound man.
Yeah. All that.
Give me some of them horns right there.
And we ain't there yet. We're not there yet, bro. But yeah, that's a huge part. I mean, we are Prophetic Foolishness. It's myself, Chris, and the man who makes it all happen, our boy Deshaun in the back, man.
Yeah.
And so a big part of why we wanted to do this was a lot of times, man, like there are a lot of questions that we have that people don't answer or people don't ask.
People don't want to talk about it.
People don't want to talk about it. And like it might be countercultural. It might force you to kind of like dig down deep and really think.
Yeah.
And, we want to ask these questions in a real lighthearted way, but a way that like gets you thinking or a way that maybe changes your perspective. So that's where we came up with the name Prophetic Foolishness.
The prophetic part will be the part that challenges the societal norms.
Yeah.
And the foolishness will just be us having fun.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
So this is lighthearted, but, also we will get serious in some places, man. So, rock with us, work with us as we start going with this thing.
It's a test phase. I mean, we know that. So, I mean, we have good expectations for the podcast and willing to get some feedback and kind of grow as we grow.
No, for sure. I think the biggest thing for this podcast to continue to flourish and grow, we really need you guys. Like, that's a huge part of it. Like, we want y'all's questions. We want y'all's comments. We really want to hear what you guys have to say and think. So it could even maybe challenge me and Chris to bring it on an episode. So, like, we really want to build a family from this and, like, really, like, as we grow in this podcast, our family will grow from the Prophetic Foolishness fam. Did I just coin that, bro? The Prophetic Foolishness fam. You know what I'm saying?
That's you.
Hey, t-shirts coming soon, bro.
The merch will be coming.
We have 0 subscribers right now.
Yeah.
And we will have t-shirts coming soon. You know what I'm saying?
Sponsored by the We Out Here brand.
Come on.
Because what? We out here.
So that's Chris's like coin phrase, bro. You'll start to know this.
There's like 4 of them.
We out here.
We out here. I'm out here getting mines. And a couple others. I don't want to reveal it too soon. Merch coming. Yeah,
merch coming soon, bro. So, man, let's get into today's topic, bro.
What's today's topic for us?
Man, we're talking about the aspect or the lack of the aspect of men crying and what that looks like in society, bro.
Wow. There's a lot behind that.
Dog, it really is. And I think a lot of times it really just comes from your view on men crying comes a lot from personal experience, perspective.
Yeah.
So I know I can share and then you can go in, but like I want to look. I think let's look more of like your family background, right? So like mostly with how you might view men crying might be tied around. What did you see your dad do? Like, did you see your dad cry? Like, how often? And so I I come from a Nigerian heavy household.
Niger boy.
Hey, straight up, bro. True on two. Now me be this. But both of my parents, were born and raised in Nigeria, and in Nigeria, very just like tough upbringing, and not necessarily in lifestyle, but just like emotion in the way, like you have to be tough, emotionally tough. And I think that might have been misconstrued in being like emotions are weak. So emotions besides anger and maybe like aggressiveness are weak.
Is weakness.
Yeah. And so, bro, growing up, man, like my dad definitely like did not see. I can count like I think one time in my entire life I've seen my dad cry. Wow. And it was like more of like a glimpse. And then when we went to Nigeria, we saw my dad had to bury his dad.
Was he the firstborn?
No, my dad was the last one. His
last
baby.
born, okay.
And so he buried his dad in the it's like the house in the village where he grew up in the back. And that was only like I think the second time him seeing that grave.
Wow.
His dad's grave, because he was over here for school.
Right. Yeah.
There. And so there's the second time. And so man, like I remember just being like, growing up, I'm like, men don't cry. You know, like men don't cry. And so I mean, I never saw my dad besides that time. And then like we were kind of like pushed out so that my dad could like show his emotions. And so like I think for me that's why I'm like. I mean, I even struggle with crying and stuff like that.
That's
what about
interesting.
you?
I mean, now that I think about it, I'm trying to think about when I know I've seen my dad cry multiple times, but he doesn't cry when you would typically expect him to cry. So, I mean, he's always cool under pressure, any type of like tense situation.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Preacher by trade. But the times I see him cry is more in like joyful moments, like at my brother's christening or whenever he's talking about his sons. Like sometimes when he talks about his dad, because they were pretty close. So I see him cry more often, like not when you would typically like not a movie. A sad story.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. But definitely when it comes to his family, I see him. That's where I see the most emotion out of my dad come out, whether it be crying, anger, whatever. He's a tiger when it comes to his cubs.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I mean, I think I'm seeing I feel like a lot of you guys' experience will be pretty similar, maybe like different in the cultures, but I feel like culturally the pulse is that, maybe until recently, but like us, even in our upbringing, like crying for men just wasn't a thing, wasn't a norm. And because of that, man, I think you have a lot of dudes. There's this book called, I think it's Real Men Cry by Jason Wilson.
Okay.
And basically, like on the very front catches you, a lot of people I feel are like, in men especially, are in emotional incarceration.
Oof.
And I was like, dang,
that's
because
a term.
like a lot of times they have emotions, but they don't know how to express it. They don't know how to honestly even allow it, because I feel like a lot of times society, like men as a whole, and this is a general, but like a lot of times dudes are just taught to suppress. Like we become great suppressors.
Yeah.
So it's just like, suppress. So much so that a lot of times these will come up when you start getting into like a more intimate, serious relationship.
That brings up even, I guess, a wider topic of like what masculinity is, because I mean.
Dang, you going there?
Hey, that's a catchphrase nowadays. Toxic masculinity is a big topic of discussion, because, I mean, if you, and this is heavy, but like a lot of the mass shootings that happen are from men who have probably suppressed a lot of things in their life and aren't able to deal and fully process and touch that emotional side and kind of work through those things.
Yeah, bro. I mean, when you're taught your whole life, or at least you see, because a lot of times you don't have to necessarily be taught something, you just see it. When you see, guys, like, I mean, my dad, I felt like always had it together emotionally. Even when things got hard, always had it together. So it's like, I'm learning from a very young age, even if you feel this, like, have it together. You know what I'm saying? To where, a lot of times what that leads to is you explode,
it just
someone or somehow
it's going to come out one way or the other. It can come out in a volcano type of way, or you can do the work and let it come in like a smooth trickle.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's going to come out.
Yeah. And I mean, so now, I mean, you just get I think even recently now, but you're getting guys who, I mean, it's okay. Like I learned more recently, like, man, it's okay to let the tears flow, but so much so, I feel like, and this is just my situation, maybe some of you resonate with this. Let me know if y'all resonate with this, man. But like, sometimes you have like, for so long, suppressed these emotions. Now you don't really know how to. Like, I don't how like I can't like.
You feel these things.
Yeah, like I will.
What
feel
do I
it.
do with this? Yeah,
exactly. I will feel it, but I won't know how to express it. Like in a way of like there are moments where I'm like, dang, I'm overwhelmed. It probably would feel real good to cry right now, but I can't. And I don't feel like I'm like trying to stop myself, but it's just like that's how I feel in that moment.
You know what I think of, what I'm thinking of right now? Man, this might make me emotional.
Let it go, bro.
The last episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Dog.
when his dad Lou,
bro,
said that he couldn't take him on that trip.
Oh, bro.
And Will's first reaction, he starts going off the lift, and then he's just like, "To hell with him, man!"
Yeah.
And then he kind of just breaks down, and he's like, "Why he don't want me, man?" And that was that was emotional,
bro. See,
dog.
that I can resonate in that moment. It's like, could you imagine like your father just like. And then like Uncle Phil, bro.
Uncle Phil, goodness.
And then like that last embrace where Uncle Phil just like grabbed Will and he's like, "Come here, man."
I feel like that's a good example of where like Will had all these emotions. He didn't necessarily know how to fully process through them. Bro. It was first anger, and then it's just like, oh man, like really what I'm feeling is I'm just sad.
Yeah, and I think a big key, and we can go into this place, is a lot of times, and then that's why I think Will was able to express those emotions because Uncle Phil was a safe place for him.
Oh, damn, that's good.
So I feel like a lot of times men don't feel truly safe or known or comfortable to where like, oh, you're not going to be viewed as this, or this if you cry. Yeah. And so like when they feel that place or like they feel fully known, because a lot of times dudes are crying around their family, know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so Will felt safe in that moment to be able to
kind of just let it go,
let it out, Uncle Phil's arms. And so I think that's a whole nother topic. It's do guys feel
how do we
safe? Like,
what are the spaces that dudes feel safe to express their real emotions? Because growing up, you can even think about hanging out with your friends. Yeah. You fall off your bike, scrape your knee. Yeah. You ain't trying to cry in front of your boys.
Even if a tear comes down, you're like, that's crazy.
Man,
what happened?
I don't know what. I know my leg is bleeding, but my eye itches right now.
No, big time, bro.
Yeah, you weren't trying to let.
For sure.
You was 8 years old trying to. I'm good, dog.
Yeah.
Get back on your
crazy.
bike.
That early, we're like already hey, bro, it's all right.
I'm good, dog.
Yeah.
I'm good, yeah.
Honestly, I think it's because when you're a baby, your dad just don't really want to hear you cry. So, but hey, you're okay.
Yeah, you fine, man. You good?
No,
you good?
bro.
Yeah. I remember one time though. I was actually hurt as a kid. we did this dumb thing. We built a cart out of 5 pieces of wood that could hold 5, kids. We was probably like 10 or something like that in my neighborhood. And we put some wheels on it. It was like those wheels that are on a cart, so they can spin all different types of ways. And then we built that. And we put it on the highest hill in our neighborhood, and we just all jumped in and started going. Yeah, dog. I seen us approaching the end of the curve. I couldn't even. I had to jump out because I was on top. I was the smallest, so they had me on top. I jumped out, and then it ran over my foot.
Dang.
Oh my gosh.
With like 4 people in it, huh?
Yeah, with like four young dudes in it. Yeah. And I was just trying to walk it off. I couldn't admit I was hurt. I was like,
and you was with the big homies too.
It was the big homies.
If you with the big homies,
they was all like 2-3 years older than me.
Bro,
yeah.
I'll never forget. I just came to a story. I feel like moments like that is like when you're young. I was with the homies. I'll hang out with my older brother. My older brother is 3 years older than me, and so I always wanted to hang out with his friends. Yeah. And early mid-2000s, getting necked was...
Oh, give me that neck.
Give me that. You say something stupid or do something stupid. Hey, y'all, Deshaun laughing, bro, because I done had a few of them necks. You know what I'm saying? I've taken people victim too.
We used to bless people where the whole team would come over in the name of the Father.
Exactly.
And then everybody grabs it.
Bro, everyone, bro. So we would... For those of you who don't know what necking is, let me give you a quick explanation. So what it was if you said something stupid, you did something dumb. Stupid, someone had the right to say, man, give me that neck. And so what you do is you would have to put your head down and they could just like smack the back of your neck. Yep. Now, if they were your homies, they're just like, man, give me that neck. It'd be light. Yeah. But, sometimes this is where passive aggressiveness really wasn't good because if you had an issue with a dude and you got your neck, hey, bro, you could just charge it to the game. Like, hey, that was the neck, bro. What you want me to do?
That's funny. In some other areas of the country, y'all might have called it, give me that grip. I don't know what else.
Nah, we just knew neck grip. In Texas. Yeah. So I remember my brother's homeboy named Kendrick, bro. And Kendrick was the dude who developed quick. So he could like throw the football 50 yards, was like running super fast. Okay, all right. And he said, give me that
macho
neck.
Kid.
Yeah, bro. And I'm a young buck, bro.
He a grown boy.
He is like in high school at this point. I think I'm like an early middle schooler.
I got you.
He said, give me a neck. And I ain't trying to go inside. I don't want to play still. So all right, bro. Bro, I put my neck down. I vividly remember, and he smacked it. I felt like my spine hit my esophagus. And, bro, I was trying so hard not to cry, but tears were just flowing, bro.
Oh, man.
And so, I was like, nah, I can't cry. But, bro, justifiably so, I should have cried in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
So he could see, bro, what
that
you
was
did.
Too hard,
that was
man.
too hard.
You a grown boy and you messing with...
Exactly. Playing with me, bro. I had no neck muscles, barely, bro. I had no shoulders to hold it. So
ain't nothing was there.
Bro,
yet.
my head bobbled, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, like, I feel like... So, I guess we can... more or less ask the question, how do we, even in our, because I feel like a lot of change happens within just your direct community, right? Your direct circle is like the most impactful change you can have. How do we, going forward, increase or affect or change this stigma of dudes not feeling like they could cry, especially around other dudes? Because even in your like communities with your boys, like, you could even still feel that same way. Like, no,
definitely,
I'm not crying, you know?
definitely.
How do we increase that, bro?
I think within the circle of your circle of influence, like the folks who are in your inner circle, addressing that issue of like what actual masculinity is will give space to that very thing. Because to really be in a safe space, I think it takes a certain level of vulnerability in the first place. And even that is like kind of counterculture to what masculinity is, like being able to be vulnerable and be like, actually, you know, let me just take these walls down, these facades down. Dang. This is what I'm processing. This is what's going through my head. Can y'all just be here to support me? Yeah. You know, that's not, I don't think that's a natural thing for dudes nowadays in our culture, in our context.
Yeah, I think that's good, bro. I even think of, because you could be, that's the crazy thing is like dudes could be like friends for forever, man. Yeah. And like, just like there's this barrier, this ceiling that they stop at, you know? Yeah. And like, that's like really it, you know? Yeah. But I feel like when you, go ahead.
Yeah, it really like, I'm thinking back to like some movies and stuff like that. And the scene from Boys in the Hood just kind of like, you don't really ever see true emotion until like somebody loses a life. Like that's almost like the barometer or the level where it's okay to cry.
Exactly. Yeah. That's when it's okay. Like, when your homie dies, it's cool. But it's like, man, like, nah, bro, it's okay. You're like, or like, I even think of maybe things that I have friends going through now. It's like, oh, you're processing your parents' divorce 5 years later and how it affects you now. Or, you know, like you're seeing how someone's decision affects your family, you know, and like that could lead you to crying. But like, honestly, I think you saying that, like, reiterating to your boys, like, man, this is a safe place. Like, bro, like, you know, like, we're a safe place for you to, like, you know, process through. You know, like, we're not here, you know, trying to be who's the most macho, but like we're really trying to like push each other towards greatness kind of thing. Sure. And so, but I think that like it sounds funny, but like being reaffirmed, like, bro, like this is a safe place for you to voice how you feel, process how you feel, and like actually like having intentional conversation with your boys. Because if not, bro, like, I mean, what we're used to is dudes bottle it up. And it comes out and, you know, maybe 20 years later, you let it out on your wife or your kids.
Really,
you know
unhealthy expression.
Unhealthy, or you do something drastic and quit your job or something like that, and now you ain't got no check. You know?
Buy a sports car. It's like, I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm just going to do this thing.
You know, for real, dudes be doing crazy. Like, they just don't know how to. So, like, that's where these dudes are very impulsive. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna jump out of jump out of a plane or something like that, like with a parachute. You know? But you know, like, you just do very impulsive things. So I feel like if we are as men and encouraging men around us to constantly, hey, like, how are you? Like, when we ask, how are you? Like, creating a safe place for a response to be real.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it might even be a thing where we have to have conversations about, hey, this is what I want our relationship to be like going forward, so that when I ask, how are you, you actually can tell me this is how I'm doing. Man. Because, I mean, we all have the generic response to how are you. Yeah. I think it's more uncommon. So, like,
the parallel of like women, you know, because women, bro, they get together and bro, tears just start
flowing. Man, girls,
first time,
women are so good at that.
First time, and I honestly, this ain't a knock. I envy it, bro.
Yeah,
it could be their first time.
They are really good,
bro. Their first time getting coffee together. Yeah, all of a sudden, tears.
Man, they're sharing life,
sharing hearts.
Just
bro. And I'm like, dog.
It's almost like they're waiting for that space. As soon as they get in, we going 0 to 100.
100 real quick, bro. It's like dudes be like, bro, you can be friends with the dude for years.
Yeah.
And they just be like, hey, bro, how's sports, bro? That's crazy. Yeah. How's the girl?
Come get this work in 2K.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, bro. That's it. It be foolish.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's like, dog, like, can we say, I'm going to say it, bro. I just think men as a whole, we need more intentional relationships, bro, with our bro. Like, it shouldn't. With the bros. Yeah, bro. Like, it don't got to be, you know, and this, I'm not speaking for everyone, because there's a lot of dudes in my life and in your life, and even dudes I see that have hella intentional relationships.
Yeah, they're doing it well.
Like they do it really well. But like I think for the masses, and I mean ladies maybe can even attest to this, dudes can attest to this, you see it, it's just like, man, dudes, like you could be hanging out with a lot of guys and still be real lonely because no one really knows you, you know? Woo. Like you have a bunch of like surface level friends and no one really knows you. So of course you don't feel safe to cry because like these dudes don't really know the inner workings of your heart. Like you've only let them into the 3rd floor, but you got all the way to floor 24. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even your parents might not even know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like how you expect to really grow and to really start like expecting these emotions to be processed or healthy, you know?
I think it's part of like one of my old mentors used to always encourage me to do the work. Yeah. You know, whatever the hard things are to process through it, you know, the real intentional self-care by being in community with others. So, man, that's good.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I desire for myself to be able to express emotions better. I think it's always a desire for me to continuously be able to express my emotions better and in a healthy, safe place, because sometimes a lot of those places might not be safe, you know?
That's good. I mean, you got to judge what actually should be your circle.
Because some people can use your emotion to manipulate you.
They'll toss it back in your face. Yeah. I grew up in Caribbean culture, and sometimes, you know, in an argument, you might just be ready to toss something back in someone's face.
Straight up. Bro, I could imagine.
That's not healthy.
No, I could imagine. No, I could imagine with your homeboys, bro. Like, that's the thing. It's because we have a roasting culture, bro.
A roasting culture? Bro. You grew up with the roasting.
Look, and we also, but first,
your knees even couldn't be ashy.
Hey. Hey, hold on.
Let me do a double check real quick.
Make sure you cut the camera above the knees right now, bro. Okay, just make sure, because I don't need you guys coming for me episode 1. This whole thing will be canceled, bro. But no, big time roasting culture. For those of you who don't know what roasting is. So regardless of, I mean, depending on what part of the U.S. you are in, some people call it capping, some people call it bagging, some people call it roasting, some people call it chopping. Like I've heard all those different things. Essentially, it's just like making fun of each other. You know? What I'm saying?
I mean, and it's making fun, but not going too deep.
Yeah. Depending on your friend circle.
Depending on because you know it's like looking boy.
Yeah, but like that's the thing, bro. We were like, that's the thing. You would come for people, bro, and it's like
clear my throat, looking boy.
Bro, straight up
on your shirt, looking boy. I play in dirt, looking boy.
Bro, those dudes are from Florida, huh?
Yeah. I think so.
Or is it Atlanta? They're from the South somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, bro, we would like, if we saw a dude crying, bro, that's all the ammo I needed. It's like, boy, look at you over here crying. Ain't even nothing. And so the emotion you already showing and feeling, you trying to suppress it quicker. Yeah. And it's like, now they're using ammo against you.
And they pressing in.
Oh, and they hurt.
It's almost like you got a wound and someone just comes and pushes their finger in it.
And then the worst part is there's people around just laughing.
They laugh, they're egging them on.
Of course we don't show emotions, because the last time we do, we get roasted for it, bro. Yeah. That's like, bro.
Kids be wicked now.
Sick, bro. I don't know. That's the thing. I'm part of the issue. Look, let me go ahead and say I'm part of the problem. That's true. Because I was people. If you were over here crying, I used to, in my younger, immature days, I would roast you for it, you know?
My God.
I would just look for things to roast you because I love to make people laugh. Yes. And so it's like, if that comes at your pain, it's your pain. But I'm older now.
You older now.
Hey, somebody
come on, say amen. Hey,
say amen. Look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, crying, huh?
Hey, I have turned.
Crying is okay. Somebody.
Crying is okay.
Hey, you can do it. Because guess what? The Father,
The Father.
He cried,
Yeah.
And he wept, That's a verse for somebody.
Hey, give me the organs there. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just deeply desire, man. Like, especially think about when we have kids, man. How do you deal with that? Like,
my goodness, yeah.
Your son, bumps his knee, and
what is your response? Yeah, I don't know. I had to think about that a little more. I haven't crossed.
Because I think of like, dads aren't wicked, and them being like, "Hey, man, stop crying."
Yeah.
I think because it's a two-sided coin. Because I believe emotions are gifts from God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But emotions aren't always truth. So just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean a certain you feel like that certain thing is like prevalent to be true.
Yeah.
So
man, I wanna wrap it up. Tell me, with this question, what prophetic and foolish is going on in your life?
Man, prophetic. I actually, so for those of y'all who don't know, I'm going to go ahead and I want y'all to be in on our lives, man. That's the huge part. I feel like that's how we're going to grow this thing, man, is really to be intimate. But I just got engaged recently.
Whoa! Sound man, give me them horns for the engaged couple.
Yeah, bro. I just got engaged recently. And so, man, it's weird. Maybe it's this diet I'm doing, but I've been having like some super vivid dreams, bro.
Oh,
and I actually just had a dream about my wedding day, like the ceremony.
Yeah.
And it was really like emotional.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was just like, even just like key things happening. I was like, man, like that is dope. Like I feel like this takes place. It was like the choir and like everyone like singing and praising the Lord in that place. So that's prophetic. Something foolish that's going on in my life, man, is bro, on my wedding registry, I was like, hey man, look, you could buy whatever, you could put whatever you want on your wedding registry for those who don't know. And if you buy it, awesome. If you don't, that's cool. I'm not tripping. It's like a wish list. But bro, I put on like a pair of clippers.
Oh, the fresh clips.
Yeah, I cut hair.
He cuts hair. He ain't cut me in about 3 weeks. That's why I got a hat on right now.
Yeah, for sure, bro. But I cut hair and I put on these crazy pair of clippers that I've been wanting. And someone bought them for me.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, I think that was the first item bought on our registry.
Wow.
I don't know how I should feel about that. It's like, bro, like I have a whole wife, we got like things, or a future wife, things on there, but they put on the
they got the clippers. Hey,
so that's me, bro.
Hey, that's what's up.
That's me, bro.
Let me think.
What about you, bro?
Dog, I'll start with something foolish. Last night we went and did karaoke. Dog, I didn't expect it to be as lit as it was.
Bro, that's when
it was a line out the door.
Bro, white friends will really get you to do karaoke.
Man,
for real, bro.
I got up on that stage.
You need it, bro.
I got up on that stage and
went crazy.
I went ham.
Crazy. He went crazy, bro.
I sang "Wanna Dance with Somebody" by Whitney. I knew it'd be a crowd favorite. Whitney Houston. Shout out to Whitney. Rest in peace. But hey, the crowd was vibing,
rocking with it.
Hey, I mean,
Chris
it was
took his jacket off, bro.
I was sweating. I was giving it all I had.
Easy, bro. Easy. Man. Foolish, bro.
Yeah, just foolish.
Give me the prophetic, bro.
Prophetic. Let me see what's prophetic in my life. I think over the past few weeks, I have learned and been experiencing the fruit of teaching. We got a lot of new people starting at work, and so I'm kind of helping to train them.
Yeah.
And boy, I tell you, it's really been pressing into, do I really know and understand what I'm doing?
Wow.
In order to articulate it to someone else to do as well.
Wow.
So that's what's prophetic going on in my life. Yeah.
You enjoying it though?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like I love teaching.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool, man. Well, hey, man, that's our first installment, our first episode.
That's it.
The pilot, the mic drop, debut.
Episode 1. Prophetic
Foolishness, man. Signing off. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is what we want to say. Sorry. This is my @handle. So follow me Follow me at Obedient Osagi.
Yes.
Obedient Osagi. We'll have it plugged on basically on all social media platforms.
Find it in the details of this podcast episode. And I'm at Chris Henry. I got my special spelling.
Yeah.
It's KRYS HENRY at Chris Henry on all social media platforms.
I sometimes forget how to spell obedient, so that's why I didn't spell it out. I really do sometimes.
Hey, thanks for being vulnerable, though.
I sometimes forget how to spell it. But yeah, man, make sure to please follow us on social media.
We want to hear your questions.
We want to hear your questions. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. I think those are the platforms we're on right now. Yeah. Follow us on where you get your podcast at. Go ahead and subscribe, man. We really want you guys to ask your questions so we can really like break these down. Break down these cultural things. So yeah. Third time's a charm. So signing off.
Yeah.
My name's Osagi.
And my name is Chris.
And this is Prophetic Foolishness. Peace.